If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
27 degrees at 8 minutes now before the hour, and head football coach and athletic director Adam Fossett of the B.B. Comer Tigers joins us this morning. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Haven't talked since the first of the year, so happy New Year to you, early February.
Yes, sir.
And I guess you watched with bated breath with Puxatawny Field seeing his shadow yesterday.
You know, I really didn't even keep up with it. I don't know how much faith we can put in a groundhog, so I go,
not much in a groundhog, probably.
Yeah, or weathermen for that fact. So, you know, I just go outside every morning and check and say, you know, if it's cold, put on clothes.
Yeah.
So,
hey, it's basketball season over B.B. Comer, and things going quite well.
Yeah, basketball programs are doing well. Our girls are, I think they're 13-5 overall, going into the area tournament. They're the #1 seed, and they swept the regular season area, so they were 6-0 in area play this season. So dating back a long time since that happened. So our boys are playing well. We'll be the 2 seed going into the area tournament, and all of that starts next week. So our girls will play Coosa on Monday, and then our boys play Vincent on Tuesday, and both of those are at our place. So,
that's a good thing.
Good thing to have it at our place and be able to host.
Yeah, and that's got to make you feel good as an athletic director to see sports other than football excelling.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. You know, our goal is total program, and so to see those teams excel, to see those teams do well, and it makes you feel like, hey, we're doing the right things, and we're making headway in what we're doing. So. And then obviously spring sports are getting ready to start. So we have big expectations for baseball and softball this year, and we hope to get those seasons in. You know, those were cut short last year.
Your coaching staff in football, they coach a variety of sports too, including basketball.
Yeah, no doubt. So Coach Hale is a head varsity boys and girls coach. And then he has assistants from Coach Strickland for B team, and Coach Lamb helps out with the junior high and men's basketball. And then women's basketball, Coach Etheridge, who is our volleyball coach, she does the junior high girls basketball, and then assists Coach Hale with the varsity girls basketball. So they do numerous things.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Of course, we're coming up on a year now with the COVID-19 deal, and football season was the strangest it's ever been. And you're coming up on the anniversary date of COVID-19. How are things looking for the spring with football? That's it, huh?
Yeah, it's all a mystery. You know, like I've secured a spring game, so I mean, we are moving forward as though we're going to be able to have spring. I actually secured a spring game last week, and we're planning to go to Montgomery Catholic, which is a big. I mean, they played for the 3A state championship.
I was about to say, couldn't you pick somebody else?
So, but we want to. You know, we're at this. This isn't 3 years ago program wise. You know, we talk about making advances. 3 years ago, we would have never scheduled that game, but I want to face a good quality opponent. So we know where we stand going into the summer, and we need that. Like one word that we've kind of used a couple times over the past few weeks with our guys is complacency. You can't be complacent, and it's a different time now, because even in basketball and in women's basketball and things like that, we're not the ones that everybody says, hey, that's an easy win. So you can't get complacent. You can't get happy with yesterday's win, because tomorrow there's another opponent ahead of you. So we're gonna hope to play a tough opponent in Montgomery Catholic and see where we are and what we need to work on.
Second round of the playoffs last year for B.B. Comer, and with winning comes inquiries about, hey, coaching opportunities come up, and social media does some crazy things, some good things, but some crazy things too. And your name has been mentioned in one of those crazy things.
Yeah, no doubt. My name was brought up in an article that was, I knew nothing about. I found out through text messages, and my phone kind of went crazy for a while on Saturday morning, 2 Saturdays ago. But it came out that I may be a candidate and have interest in going across the tracks, as the article said. But there's no truth to that at all. My family and I love being at Comer. We're happy where we are.
That could hurt your program.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had, that following Monday, I had athletes asking, my wife teaches there, they were asking her, hey, is he leaving? What's going on? And athletes kind of stared me down, asking, what's going on? They're like, are you leaving us? So, and that answer is no. I'm there. The administration is very supportive. Have a great coaching staff, have a great supporting cast, and we have great kids there. And you look at some of the issues. You look at why certain programs get into certain issues, and one thing is a lack of stability, and that's what Comer doesn't need, a lack of stability by any means. We have a good thing going, and I want our entire coaching staff to stay in place and be where they are. So we want to be stable, and we want to provide a great opportunity for our kids.
Would aggravation be a correct description of how you felt, because you're building a program at BB Comer, and whomever it may have been, whatever school it may have been, it can put a little sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, no doubt. It can, it kind of rubs you the wrong way, because I understand that people have the freedoms to publicize what they want, but even a phone call, everybody knows where I'm at. Stop by and say, hey, I'm working on this article, or call and say, hey, is there any truth to this? Are you okay with this? Because it does. It affects the kids. It affects the community. And we have if you've been to a football game on Friday night, or if you've been to one of our basketball games recently, we have a fan base that is very passionate about our athletics. They're very passionate about their kids, and I want them to know, hey, I'm still pushing with you guys. I'm still on the same side with you guys. So for that to kind of take place, and for it to be just brought up, and it's which to me the whole article was quite interesting with the whole list of names, but I'd rather my name have been left off of it altogether.
Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at BB Comer, with us this morning. How has COVID-19, a year in the making now, has it affected the finances of the athletic program?
Excuse me. We're limited on seats, so we can only sell 50 seats per side of the gym. So you've got 100 tickets total that you can sell. There's been sellout. Almost all our games have been sellouts, and there's been and everything's digital, so everything's through GoFan. So we let our players know, hey, the tickets are going live at this point, and then the other team knows when the tickets are going live. But I've had parents upset because they weren't able to get tickets, and they can't get in to see their child play and stuff like that. And it's a helpless feeling, because I can't do anything about it. And I understand their issue. I understand, hey, I want to see my kid play. I didn't get a chance to get tickets. I didn't, I was at work when the tickets went live, or I was, this, that, or the other. And so that's affected that aspect of it. Obviously, like your funding and your just being able to do basic fundraising and things like that, it's all changed. So one of our big fundraisers that basketball does is we have the Comer Youth League, and we weren't able to have that this year. We usually have 60 to 70 kids, from our elementary school, from kindergarten through 6th grade, we have a little basketball league, and we do that, and it's great. It's a lot of fun, and we play games Saturday mornings, things like that. But we weren't able to have that. And you look at the financial aspect of it, and then you look at the program building aspect of it, of not having that, because the kids love coming in and, hey, we're playing in the big gym, we're playing where they play ball and stuff like that. So, this COVID stuff, big picture, I think it's affected our kids more than anybody realizes. And if you're not in it every day, and if you're not, it's affected them.
As how has it been?
Well, socially it's affected them because they don't have that social mainstream. They haven't seen, if they're not an athlete, they haven't seen half of their student body all year, more than likely. It's put the kids. So like our group, our black team went Monday and Tuesday this week. Well, they're off the rest of the week, so they're off for 5 days. Well, wow. That's 5 days of most of them there's not that much structure in those 5 days. Parents still have to work, so parents have to be at work. We have older siblings that are having to watch younger siblings. We're having, kids are kind of on their own a little bit. And it's affected schoolwork. It's affected just social. It's affected these kids just confidence-wise. We deal with a lot of kids that are just like, I don't know which way I'm going anymore type deal. I'm trying to get this done, I'm trying to get that done, and kids will never admit it, but they love structure and they love discipline. So this freedom has it's changed everything. And my kids, 11 and 10, it's changed them. They think, so school was out yesterday, they're done for the rest of the week. In their minds, it's a free-for-all. Hey, we're going to stay up late, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I'm like, look, we still have to work tomorrow, so you're going to bed at a decent hour. So, and you're going to do your schoolwork, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. And it's just, I can't imagine when we all get back together. When we're all able to get back together, and we go into quote-unquote normalcy, whatever normal is now, it's going to take a while to get back into that atmosphere. And, the hallways with being all the kids there, the bell rings now and there's a class change, and, there's 25 kids walk through the hallway, and then the halls are empty and the bell hadn't even rung yet.
Wow.
Usually there's kids trying to get, make sure they get there in time and stuff like that, because there's so many kids. But
talk about a little bit about, it got to be somewhat concerning with, kids out for 5 days or whatever. And, you're a football coach and athletic director, and grades are so important. You got to keep that thing balanced.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you ask teachers, the hardest grading part is the grades for when they're not in school, the virtual grades, because of the freedoms, because of, I'm supposed to be in algebra from 9 to 9:45, but I'm still in the bed from 9 to 9:45. I'll do it later. Well, I'll do it later becomes, oh no, I didn't do it at all, and then you're sitting there with a grade issue. We've just instilled a new academic standard, I guess, where we pull grades every 2 weeks, and we're letting kids know where they are, and we're there's some consequences involved for not having your work done and stuff like that. So we'll actually pull grades today and compare them to the last time we pulled grades, and see, are grades better, are missing grades better, so forth and so on. So I think from a coaching standpoint, from a teaching standpoint, this has made things so much tougher, just to one, educate the kids, two, in athletics, just building a team, a team atmosphere. Hey, you got to depend on each other. Your teammates. We had an informational meeting for the black team and then for the gold team. And for football, start off season workouts and stuff like that a couple weeks ago. And the kids come in, some of the returners were there, and they look around, and this is everybody? What are we going to do? I was like, guys, this is only half of them. I said, the other half I'll meet with them. And, like in their mind, they were concerned because, there was 20 kids there. So we got another 20, 25 kids that will be at the meeting on Thursday. So numbers are still good for us. Numbers are still good for all of our athletic programs. It's just tough keeping up with them. Yeah. It's tough seeing them.
Today's National Signing Day, of course. And, B.B. Comer had some student athletes from last year's team and may not be signing today or could be signing today. Where are we with some of these guys?
So Raphael Johnson is, he's probably our most decorated senior, obviously, second team All-State, and he's still on the market. There's still some options for him and things like that, and he's looking for the best option for him. Signing day and obtaining a scholarship to play football is tough already. But you go back to the pandemic, and now it's crunched everything back down. Yeah. So it's a waiting game. So your big schools, hey, they've got it all figured out. Your Power Fives have it figured out. Then you have your smaller conference schools that are trying to wait and see what happens with these Power Five schools to see if they can slip through the cracks and get some guys.
See who's available.
Right, and it just trickles down. It keeps trickling down. So there's not a lot of spots available. And, it's a situation where depending on how much you want to play ball, it depends on how far away you go and things like that. And it may be a good situation for him to go far away. It may be a situation where he needs to stay closer to home, and that's something that him and his family kind of have to figure out. 100 years ago when I went to college, it was 450 miles from my house to my dorm, and I thought, man, that's a long ways. But I had to grow up too, and that was a great opportunity for me to grow up. But he's still looking. He's going to land somewhere, and he's going to make somebody a great athlete and do well for him. Jacob Price was our only other senior that had really played all 4 years, and
what a story Jacob Price
is. No doubt. And I'll get this wrong, but he just received a scholarship from University of Alabama academically, and I want to say, I can't remember the name of it, but because of his grades, because of his test scores and things like that, I want to say it's $10,000 a year for 4 years. So that's big for him, and kid's got a bright future, man. He's very, very sharp, and he's very, very dedicated to what he does. So Jacob's a one-of-a-kind guy, and man, he's the example of sacrificing and kid just on the football field. He did a lot of work and did a lot of things and never asked for any praise or anything like that. So the team will definitely miss him. The school will miss him because he's such a leader in the school and does a great job for us.
Before we go this morning, we're visiting with Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer High School. Just a week or so ago, we honored one of the all-time great athletes at B.B. Comer and Lester Bryant.
Yeah, so myself and the basketball program worked with the Alumni Association to honor Lester Bryant, and we were able to have him come to the game last week against Winterboro, and had his family there, and we retired his number 13 jersey and honored him at center court, and it's quite a story. Like just listening to him and David Culpepper talk, who was one of his teammates, and just listening to them talk and listening to some of the stats and things. He scored 50 points in a game before they had the 3-point line. In 1968, which was his senior year and the year that Comer won the state championship, he was like the area MVP, the regional MVP, the mid-state MVP, and then he was the state MVP, all in one season. And then went on to win the state championship and went on to play collegiately. So it was a very very touching time. He was I thought the big takeaway from that was he had the opportunity to speak, and there's a sign in the gym that has the state championship on it, and it has the team members on it, and
the only one.
Right, you're right, and it is the only one. So, but he kind of looked at that sign and he started reminiscing about his teammates and how they stuck together and how they played together, from the time they were 12 all the way up, and how some of those teammates have passed on. He mentioned a couple of them that had passed and it brings it full circle. And I thought, man, I hope these kids are listening to this and understand that you're not always going to be young and spry, and you're going to be, you're going to have these memories, and you want to make the best of these current times. So when you're in the situation he's in, and you can look back and see, all these memories that you have, and all the things that you did with these guys that have some have moved on, some have passed, and some are in different locations. But he had a couple of his teammates there. But it was a good time. It was a touching time, and I feel like we did a good job honoring him. And I think he was very surprised that of how it went over, and I know his family was happy for him.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Recapping. The boys and girls basketball teams in the area playoffs, and you got spring practice coming up before too long too.
Yep. We got spring practice. We'll get spring sports out of the way first. So believe it or not, baseball plays, I want to say next week.
Oh goodness!
Like, it's gonna be so cold. I think next Thursday is the date. I may be wrong about that. But they play next week, and it is.
Hey, I'd hate to hit one off the handle, wouldn't you?
No doubt. So, Coach Vincent, I was talking to him yesterday about it, and I was like, man, it's too cold for baseball. Like, this is ridiculous. So, but baseball and softball will get underway. Track and field, I'm over track and field as well. So, we're going to get underway over the next week. And, I told the kids when we met, I said, look, we're going to start running Monday, but if it's freezing cold, we're probably going to run in the hallways, because it's, the first couple of practices, we're going to have some kids out of shape anyway. So.
And the area boys and girls basketball too, the playoffs.
Yes. So area boys and girls, our girls have a real good chance to win the area, and that would be amazing. That would be a great feat, and that would say a lot for our girls basketball team. We have a couple seniors. Raven McCain does a great job for us, and Kanaya Stows are two of our seniors. Alexia Harvey and Alexis Kidd are our other two seniors. So they do a good job for us. We're very senior laden in our girls basketball. But looking forward to seeing what they can do. Our boys are going to have a battle. It's gone down to the wire against Vincent both times. We've won one and they won one, and but we get to play them at our house on Tuesday, and looking forward to seeing what happens.
All right, Coach, thanks for dropping by this morning.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Calmer High School, our guest this morning. More coming up after this.